while I ask Joanna Muturi to step up onto the stage with me. Joanne, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I was muted. Hi, Fabienne. Hi.
Now you're not.
Oh, I'm so honored to be here this evening. How is everybody? Hi, Boldheart.
Everybody
Hi.
say hello to Joanne. So, Joanne, before you joined us, what was your situation like in your business?
Yeah, so do you want the long story or the novel?
No, we only have like 5 minutes.
Excellent. So, I did not want to be a statistic in some guru's program. I had done different courses, but I just felt like, a statistic, I didn't really feel I was getting the full benefit of the investments that I was making. And I did not feel really seen or heard. One of the things that I would like to share is that I'm originally from Kenya. And when I moved to the United Kingdom a few short years ago, I was in this wilderness season between, that transition period. And I did not really know what to do. And along the way, just as I started getting, figuring out what business to start and that kind of thing, I landed on you, Fabienne, through the Mindset Retreat, which was a self-study digital thing that popped up. I didn't even know it's an ad. I didn't know those things then. And I signed up on it. And I did not even know there's something like mindset. And in my settling in a brand new country, amongst my first things that came in the letterbox was some brownies from you. And that was the sweetest gesture ever. I felt seen, I felt hard, and I knew that I'm not a statistic in a guru's program. I found something that stands out, and I knew in my heart of hearts, even without really knowing much about the business program, that I was onto something there.
Thank you for sharing that. Joanne, what's happened to you to your business as a result of, how long have you been in the program? Remind me. It's been...
Yes, so my second year now. So I just joined year 2 of growth. And I could write a novel. But Fabienne, one of my clients asked me something, and I have this little thing I say, WWFD. What would Fabienne do? Or WWFS, my own little things in my head. What would Fabienne say? And, we were talking about some self-confidence thing. And I said to her that one of the things I've learned from the program that I'm in is that courage comes before confidence. Taking that first bold step, and I'm talking at so many levels. I had come from, as I said, from my home country in Kenya. I moved to a new country. Everybody had said to me, be ready to flip some burgers, be ready to do all these other jobs before. And I'm like, that's not me. That's not what I was created for. I'm here to do big things. And as I joined the program, I realized that what would Fabienne do? What would she say? 3 things: courage, confidence, and service. And that's what has led my business. Every pore of my being is out to serve. And it started from, there's something that you say that, and I love, it's something to the, I wrote it down, like, the bigger you play in your business, right, the more you change people's lives. And that was one huge mindset shift for me, because it was no longer about me. I was no longer being held hostage by the shackles of the ego. I knew I was created for so much more than, mollycoddling my little resistance, my little ego. And I knew that so many people, especially, of my heritage, where I come from, look up to me now, I am a role model for very many people.
I remember when you started making money, we were talking on a Q&A call a few months ago, and you're like, I'm doing this, Fabienne, and I'm making money here.
But yeah, you need to hear, I have to interrupt you. So after we did the mindset retreat, I jumped. I can't remember, was it on the pod? No, anyway, a Marietta situation and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do a virtual event. You know what? I'm gonna do a virtual event. Even if it's me and one other person, I'm gonna do a virtual event. And Marietta was like, go for it, do it. And I set it all up without knowing what I was doing, Fabian. I had absolutely no freaking clue. My pod people were like, just go for it, just, soldier on. And I put it out there. And within 2 weeks, we had 45 registrations. And I'm like,
hand, everybody. Who
is this person? So out of, now that's where the courage, then the confidence came. And a few short months, we did a rinse and repeat and got literally almost the same number. But what I want to share with you, Fabian, is that by the time my one-on-one package was at 2,500, it's now at 5,000. And this morning signed up a client who is taking my one-on-one package. It's now like, I don't blink. I just say the figure, this is how much it costs. And
it used to be 2,000 and now it's 5,000.
2,500. 2,500. So I doubled
it.
And what's the word? I just say what it is. And this is what you're going to get. And this is what I'm going to offer you. And at the end of my program, following sort of the 23 steps. Sorry, guys who are not inside, join so that you can know what the 23 steps are, but really following a format that has been created. And there's one thing, Fabian, that you always say, and I think someone else before me said that, follow the recipe, follow, the system. It wasn't created there just to be like some little post-it on the wall. Yeah. You're not here to wing it. There's a system that has been laid out so articulately, so clearly. Someone took time to do it. And I decided that I'm not going to there are 3 things that are very important to me: humility, coachability, and malleability. And humility, just that, so important. I think I've repeated one. And that malleability is understanding that there are areas of me that I could improve. And through this program, so Boldheart is not just some business program. It's about alignment. It's about mindset. It's about strategy. It's about heart. Yeah. That's really what it is for me.
Yeah, and they're right. They're saying you are so inspiring, and greatness does not go on sale. You invest in yourself, and then you show up. Here's one thing that I absolutely appreciate so much about you, Joanne, is that when you come and you say, Fabienne, I have this idea, and I say, Joanne, can I stretch your idea? Why would you do a 3-month thing? We did this like a couple of weeks ago. Why don't we just do a year-long thing? And you're like, oh my God. And you're like, all right, Fabienne, I'm doing it. And then the next time I talk to you, it's done. Yeah. Right? One last question is, what is the aspect of the program that you find most valuable? Is it the pod? Is it the Q&As? Is it the activators?
Yeah, Fabienne,
whichever.
I know you want me to answer that question, but I want to say something that if I don't say, I will feel very bad. Okay. And it's about the resistance.
Okay.
I was sold into this program 1,000,000%. But when I shared it with my husband, he asked me, is it Oxford? Is it Cambridge? Are they giving you a postgraduate degree? What's this thing? And I remember telling him, no professor in Oxford, no professor in Cambridge can give me the love, the community, and the connection that I will get in Boldheart. And he said to me, what's this thing? Is it a cult? Why are you insisting on it like this? And I'm like, you know what? I want you to watch. There's a video, that spouse video. And he's like, I couldn't be bothered, not in a bad way, but he's just like, what? But I somehow sort of was very smart and started playing it, as I was cooking, when I knew he was coming to the kitchen, and he's like, what's that? And I'm like, watch Fabienne and Derek. And anyway, he watched it and he's like, you know what, Joanne, if you don't want to go to Cambridge or Oxford, and this is your Oxford and Cambridge, then I'm very happy to support you. And then I said to him, Fred, listen, it will be for the benefit of each one of us. So you can imagine the joy he had when I told him about this, plus telling him about the 5K client. He's like, indeed, you don't need Oxford, you don't need Cambridge. It can be an add-on, but really, if any of you are in that place where you have other people outside of yourself, go back. There's the song that played when I walked in, and it said, "No one can speak
The
the
words on
words
your lips.
no one can speak the words on your lips." I spoke the words on my lips, and they defended me. They stood for me. They embodied what was inside of me. And I can tell you for a fact, Fabian, is that every time I wake up, I take stock of my experiences in this program. I take stock of the relationships I've created. And now to talk about relationships. About a month ago, well, in the last mindset retreat, I met a lady. She's here. Her name is Julie. And we just sort of bumped into each other in our, what do you call the room? Breakout room.
Breakout rooms.
Yeah, breakout room. And she was so lovely. And I said I had just moved to this brand new city. And she said, "Oh, I live there, blah, blah." So anyway, we ended up meeting for coffee not too long ago. And on the day we met for the coffee, we had such a wonderful time. We bonded and it was excellent. But later when I got home, I started feeling very ill. I got really bad food poisoning and I was just throwing up. I couldn't do a thing. I was ill. And she sent me a text the next day and asked me, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm poorly. I can't do a thing." Let me tell you this, Fabian. Julie asked for my address and a couple of hours later was at my door with a soup bowl. She brought me soup because I was sick. She didn't even know me. We had just met once. And since we've met again and we're meeting again next week, she's become a solid friend. I cannot talk about Julie Wren, who was an accountability partner of mine. I cannot talk about Sarah Seed. I cannot speak about Kalinke. I have made friends here. But what the Julie did for me, even my husband said, "You know what? I don't think your Oxford people would have done that for you." So I know I've deflected, but it's not just some random course. It's not just some random program. It is a community that truly cares. And since I did not say what I do, I'll say very quickly. So I'm just like on fire. I'm really feeling these goosies. So I work with corporate women, executives who are looking to transition from their 9-to-5 jobs, who are looking to launch businesses linked on their purpose, that they are madly, deeply in love with. So I work with women transitioning from corporate, and it has been such a joy helping people who know nothing about entrepreneurship start from scratch, and all this because of everything I've gotten in Boldheart. So Fabienne.
Thank you. Everybody celebrate Joanne. Thank you so much. Drop her some love in the chat. Thank you, Joanne. I'm so happy for you.
Fabienne,
and that's yet to come.
Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome.